unending love, amazing grace, you got paid. So I've been trying to come up with a method that can help us building our worship sets easier and more effectively. I believe I did. I call it the TKO Method, and I trust that this tool will help you when you go and sit down in a week to start to build your worship set. I'm Vaughan Louw, and so welcome at my channel Be Changed Worship, and today we're going to have some fun. So go and get yourself a pen and a paper and maybe your guitar if you want, and we'll be back right after this. When putting together a worship set, we normally use themes to link the songs together so that we have a theme-based worship set. And I like that. That's the right thing to do. It is true. But I've ran into some serious problems when I tried to fit all these songs together into a theme. And my fault was I've had a single song linked to a single theme. Yeah, you can hear the problem there. I've even had a song list that's next to the song written to which theme I can link the song. The problem that I ran into is that there's not so many songs that links to all of these themes that we come up with. And I mean, our pastors and our reverends they're very creative with their themes coming up, and I've found that I've had to find some other ways to connect the songs. So I've discovered that there's multiple themes running through all of our songs. There's not only a single theme in one song. And you probably would say, yeah, I knew it. Good for you. I've only discovered it very late in my worship leading. If we look at a song like Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace talks about the amazing grace of God. And it links easily to a next song like This Is Amazing Grace, although there's a temporal difference there. But I don't know if you've discovered, in the third verse of Amazing Grace, it talks about the protection, God shielding us, keeping us away from danger. So that can link to another song, and a song that comes up in my mind is Miracle Worker. Maybe it can link to that one. And then when they added the chorus part of My chains are gone, I've been set free, that opens a wide variety of other themes, all about God breaking the chains. I mean, from the top of my head, chain breaker, or break every chain. And that's good. Now we've got so much more songs that we can link, and we've got to discover how. So let's look at the how. So the T stands for multiple themes. The K stands for keys and tempos, and that's where the thing gets tricky. When I want to link songs together and my keys are in the same key of G, it's easy. Even if they are in the same tempo, that's brilliant. But what if they are different keys? If we go from a song in G to a song in A, I found that's easy, we can do that. But coming back from an A song to a song in G, that can be a bit more tricky. But what if I have a song in G and my next song is in E flat? What to do now? I can maybe find the midway, take both songs to F. But I found that if a song is written in G, and there's energy in that song in the key of G, taking it down to F, I might lose some energy in the song. Taking the song right down from G to E flat, that's going to be way too low maybe for the congregation to sing with. And vice versa, taking it up from E flat to G. So what do? I've used a principle that I've discovered many years ago. If you want to do a key change from G to E flat, find the 5th major 7th chord of the next key. So what is E flat's 5th major 7th chord? It is B flat 7th. So if I'm in G and I want to go to E flat, go to the 5th major 7th chord, B flat 7th, and I'm in E flat. That 5th major 7th chord just guide my voices to pick up the right note, and we are in the key. So key changes can be tricky, but I believe that we can work around it if we know the rules around it. I've never tried to make big key changes. If my song is really from G and my next one is going to be in a D, I might try to see, let's bring the one a little bit down, bring the other one a little bit up, so that the jump between the two is not that great. But I have discovered that the two keys that works nicely together is E and G. For some or other reason, to jump from E straight into G just worked. So go and find the chord structures that work for you, the key structures that sits together nicely. My personal opinion as a guitar player, all the flats is out. Use a capo if you want to then. But if you are a professional, you'll do it, and you'll go and work on it, and you go and practice it, and you'll get there, believe me. Talking about tempos. Tempos can be tricky. Moving over from one song to the next song. If the one is 115 beats per minute and the next one is 133 beats per minute, there's a huge gap. Even if you want to go from a song from 130 beats per minute, now jump to a lower tempo of 118 beats per minute. That's huge. But we can do it. I always try to keep the theme running through, the thought running through. And then I'll place the keys. I'll work with the keys and I'll work with the tempos to get around that, for argument's sake. Let's take a song from Amazing Grace, and we're in the end part of the chorus, and we want to link the chain theme through. So we're going to run with Chain Breaker for argument's sake. So we'll go, Unending Love, Amazing Grace. Go to the D7th because the next one is in G. You got pain, he's a chain breaker. So I've picked up the tempo there a little bit, but I went straight into the chorus part, not to break the two songs, because starting with an intro again, it just gives the congregation that feel of, oh, it's relaxed, we're going to listen to the intro, oh, there's the song starting. I don't want that. I want them to keep their minds focused on the theme. Where's God taking me? Where are we going to with this worship set? So I'll go straight into the chorus part there, and then maybe after the chorus part, do the intro. I use click and guide cues, which is important for me and for the band. It keeps the band tight. The band knows exactly where we are in every song, when we change, where we're going to change, everything. But it takes a lot of more work on my side. I've got to go and figure out exactly where the tempo change is going to be. Let's take Amazing Grace again and Chain Breaker. Amazing Grace is a little bit slower than Chain Breaker. Unending Love, Amazing Grace. I can keep the tempo the same. D7th into G. We got pain, he's a pain taker. I can do that, and then I pick up my tempo maybe at the end of the chorus into the tempo of Chain Breaker, going into the intro, going into verse 1. That's also an opportunity. Let's look at another one. If we take Amazing Grace and let's try to link it to Break Every Chain. Now, Break Every Chain, it's got a strong pulsating tempo which I would not like to sacrifice. But moving over, doing the crossover, I would rather keep with that tempo and then go back into the right tempo of Break Every Chain. So you'll have to sacrifice somewhere a few things, but see how it works out. I would not go to break every chain right in the beginning of the verse. I'll go into the end of that verse where it says, break every chain. Make it a worship part. Make it a worship atmosphere before we hit the chorus line. Amazing love, amazing grace. Break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. Break every chain, break every chain. Break every chain. Now jump straight into the right tempo, into the first line of that song. There is power in the name of Jesus. Can you see the impact it brings? Immediately there's energy. So you come from Amazing Grace. At the end, go straight into the last two lines of Break Every Chain. And you can start the song from the start. And there's immediately a lot of energy. So can you see how the songs will link together if you go and sit and you work through it? If you go and sit and put your mind to what I want to achieve. Break away from, I've got this set way of doing the songs, just as they do it on the CDs, on the YouTubes, what we've seen. You've got to take your congregation and lead them into worship. And it's up to you to take them from point A to point B. The O in the TKO stands for crossover. And it's vitally important that we cross over from the one song into the next song, not losing the theme, not breaking the congregation's attention. Someone said to me long ago, when people go into worship and I do something funny on stage and they open their eyes, you know what happened? They've lost it in the spirit. In a spiritual realm, they were making contact. They were communicating with God. God was talking to them, and all of a sudden you do something funny on stage. They opened their eyes and they've lost that connection. It will take you another 2 or 3 songs before you'll get them back into that place. Worship is all about taking my congregation from one point to the next point. Taking them away from their mindset which they came into this place of worship. And you must remember this. Some of your congregation members were in a fight in the car. Some of your congregation members are upset with their own kids. Upset with their pets at home. Something happened. Some of your congregation members got a call from the boss, and after this worship service he's going to go back to his work. Take that into consideration. I've got to bring them into a place where they all focus on God, on Jesus, on the prophetic word of Christ over their lives, so they can be inspired and can take on the challenges for the next week lying ahead of them. And I don't want to do that through breaking and hopping and skipping through songs. I want to make it that the worship can flow from the one song into the next song, into the next song. And before they know it, they're in the space where they can hear God's voice and get answers for the questions in their hearts. So let's summarize. TKO stands for T, multiple themes. There's multiple themes running through all of our songs. You as a worship leader need to discover them. Keys and tempos to link the songs together. It's not obstacles. Take the challenge. See how to find a way to link them through changing the keys. Maybe keeping the keys the same. Maybe altering the keys, altering the tempos. And see how to fit them together, starting with the chorus part and then going to the intro and then verse 1 at the right tempo. It's such a vast opportunity that you have as a worship leader, linking these songs together and creating an atmosphere of true worship. And O stands for crossover. Remember, I've got to move my congregation from one point to the next point, and I do it from crossing over smoothly between my songs. Sometimes at the end of a song you want to just have a time of prayer. Maybe you just want to have a congregation member come and read a scripture. Plan how we're going to move through the phases in your worship so that there's no interruption, so that your congregation can meet with God. That's our job as worship leaders, is getting to the place where they can meet with God. I trust that this tool will help you a lot, and I hope that it will definitely encourage you to go and sit and work through your sets in another way. My email address is down here below. Send me an email if you've liked what I've said. Maybe there's something I've missed that I can add to it. I would love to hear from you guys. And maybe just let me know, man, this worked well for me. I'm using it and it's changed my worship. I would love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. And also click the notification bell so we can keep in touch, so that you can know when my next video will come out. I'll see you soon again in the next video.